we're going to have a drug test. I'm the only clean person on the crew. I now have to pee for everybody. Have you ever failed a drug test?
No.
All right, so I got a funny drug test story. You want to hear it?
You know what? I take it back. I did have it one time. They had to retest me and I passed it. So.
You get a poppy seed bagel.
It was just a bad read.
It's like catching herpes on the toilet seat. It doesn't really happen. When you pop a drug test, it's because you had drugs in your system.
No, they just didn't get a read. They says they couldn't tell.
Oh, so you didn't fail it.
Oh, well, whatever that is.
Yeah, no. When you fail a drug test, you failed a drug test.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that.
There's no poppy seed bagel. I mean, edible weed would probably pop you a drug test, but nobody was eating their weed back in my day.
No, poppy seeds for sure do.
Yeah, you'd have to eat an
poppy
insane
comes
amount.
I mean, they did it on Mythbusters. I keep bringing up Mythbusters. I think if you eat like a pack of muffins or something. I don't know.
So whenever I first went to work in the oil field, my entire crew smoked weed or meth or something. So I was the only clean guy on the crew. So the way a drug test would work is they come out and they're like, "Hey guys, we're going to take a drug test. Y'all go hydrate and get ready." And we're like, "No problem. We'll go hydrate and get ready." But there's 5 men on the crew.
Can I guess what happened after you tell the first part of your story?
What happened?
No, you go ahead and tell the rest of your story to him.
Oh, that's going to be a long story. Anyways, so there's 5 guys on a crew, okay? And, they show up unannounced, but they announce when they get there. It's not like they just call you into the office and like, "All right, pee in this cup."
66.
So, anyways, what's your blood pressure?
It's doing better. It's weird. It's weird, you know?
It's 142 over 66, but now my pulse is 110.
It's like a non sequitur. Like, how do you have a 66?
Right.
It's beating 2 times a second, but my blood pressure's down.
You say this like a non sequitur?
Yeah, like how does I feel like the bottom number should be a whole lot higher if you get a 142. Like you rocking a 142 on the top number.
You got a great blood pressure. You don't let this naysayer say.
Oh,
I'm
I'm laughing at him and his
Finish
non
that
sequitur
coffee.
comment
Finish that
back
coffee.
there.
Let's see what it does after you finish coffee. All right, so they come out. They're going to drug test us. So they say, "All right, everybody, get ready. We're going to have a drug test." Like, all right, so I'm the only clean person on the crew. I now have to pee for everybody.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Like,
because everybody knew everybody was popping hot.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to pee for everybody. But you can't just walk in there and pee for everybody. So they have all these different techniques. Now they got like literal fake dicks.
Oh yeah, that have heaters in them.
Yeah, but it's got the pee has to be warm. Okay, it's got a strip in the cup, so the pee has to be warm, and you have to get it in there, and you have to get it in there warm, and it can't be too warm. If it's overheated, it's fucked. So I mean, these guys got wild techniques. They got glue bottles, like old Elmer Glues bottles that they would stick down in their underwear, and they would microwave it, and they knew like 15 seconds worth of microwave on a full Elmer's glue bottle would fucking get it to the perfect temperature. So I mean, they got it down to a science. But me, on the other hand, I now got to pee for myself and 4 other people. Well, I can't go first. I got to go last. You know what I mean? Because right now I got to pee. They got to get in there while it's warm. So it's boop, 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 boop. Pee for everybody. They're taking it in there.
Take your bottles.
Yeah, they're all in there lined up. Just hurry, hurry, hurry. Let me get it in the bathroom. Can I do it in the corner? You know what I mean? Trying to get it out of them before it's like gets cold. But then there's a dude that's there watching you.
Yep.
Like literally standing over your shoulder. He don't look at your dick, but he could look at your dick if he wanted to. He doesn't.
We call them pecker checkers.
Yeah, but he's standing there to make sure you don't throw anything away. You don't have another bottle. You know what I mean? It's got to like. Anyways, so here they go. They're fucking these dudes with another dude standing feet away from them. Pour pee out of a fucking Elmer's glue bottle.
I feel like you'd be able to call it though. Like that's not real.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never heard pee hit the the cup.
Oh. So
Yeah.
maybe that's different,
So, but then you definitely got to start peeing into the toilet. You know what I mean? Got to finish your pee. Like you can't pee this much and then not pee the rest.
Wow, that was perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Something's not right.
So anyways, however they do it once they get back there's their business, but they all make it through and they all pass. They have an Insta test there that they give and they all pass. And anywho, gets down to me and one dude, and the one dude didn't want to he didn't want to use my pee. He had some elixir that he drank and it was going to work. But he's like the biggest pothead on the crew.
So he's
Like,
drinking some Gold Seal and some fucking pickle juice and shit. And
No, it was like over the counter. Like, this is guaranteed to make you pass a drug test.
Detox drink. Or something.
Yeah, something. Anyways, he was 100% sure, but he's a huge pothead. Well, we get down to the very end, and I'm in there, and he's got to wait for his elixir to kick in, and I've got to wait to be able to pee again. So I'm just down in water. He's downed his elixir, and now he's down in water, and we're both in the room together. Both happen to have to pee at the same time, which now looking back, I know exactly what happened. But anyways, go back there, I pee. He goes back there, he pees, and then your sample sitting there side by side, and he knew which sample was his and which sample was mine, and he just grabbed mine, and I didn't notice. The guy didn't notice.
swap the labels.
No labels. You're standing there holding a fucking cup of pee. And then they do their little Insta test, and they're like, "You failed." I'm like, "I failed?" And they're like, "Yeah, you failed." But then
that's funny.
but then they send it to the lab to make sure before they fire you. So you get to go back to work if you fail the Insta test, but then they send it to the lab. But now that I've failed the Insta test,
Yeah, you're off the rig. You're doing like floor pushing, right?
yeah. But the other guy passed, and I'm like, "How the fuck did this work?" Anyways, didn't clue into it then. I was 18. Didn't know. But now I got to go outside and work with the guys who are all grown men with kids that I peed for, and I failed a drug test. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's getting sent to the lab. They think I'm dirty. They think I fucked them over. Like, they just as soon want to kick my ass as they want to work with me. You know what I mean? They're like, once this gets to the lab, we're all fucked. We're all fired. My wife's going to leave me. I've got my kids. So they're fucking pissed at me. Failed my drug test, and at that moment in time, I don't know what the rules are now, but H&P, like, if you fail one drug test, you can never work for them again. And at this moment in time, they had a threshold of drug tests you could fail working for neighbors, and I think it was like 1. So anyways, I ended up on a 6-month suspension, which is just a weird way to live life. You know what I mean? But I literally left location, drove on the way home, stopped at a Patterson rig. I was like, "Do y'all need any hands?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Where's y'all's office?" They're like, "There ain't no office." Like, "What do you mean? You want to go to work or not?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I want to go to work." They're like, "Well, fill out this paperwork and put on your fucking work clothes and go to work." And that was it. That's how you hired out. And it was great. So I just went to work out there, worked my little 6 months for Patterson. They killed a lot of people, Spoon. Did you ever hear about them? They killed like 5 or 7 people a year. And I knew why after I worked for them, but it's because they don't drug test. And they let the guy in the office just tell you to go to work, even though you don't have the proper amount of PPE. So anyways, that's my one drug test
Here's your
story.
coveralls.